Welcome to episode 8 of All for Geek. Today on the show, we're going to talk about Star Trek Online, the MMORPG. Today on the show, we have a host, me, and a co-host, or another host.
I prefer co-host.
Co-host, Steve Mulligan.
Hello, everybody.
Steve, do you have anything you'd like to promote today?
No, nothing. Everything sucks. Nothing is cool.
Everythingsucks.com. I wonder
Nothing
if that exists. So today we're going to talk about Star Trek Online. I have previously played, was really into trying out Knights of the Old Republic, and then Steve told me about Star Trek Online, and I decided to try it out because it's free to play. Steve, could you give an overview of Star Trek Online?
It's like any other MMO you've played. You have to level up. You grind all the way to level 50, I think is the current level cap. And it's set in the Star Trek universe. I believe it's something like 80 years after Voyager is when it takes place. And it's all canon. It's all real Star Trek stuff. You see some very familiar characters in it. It's really, really fun to play if you're a fan of Star Trek.
Yeah, I consider this like World of Warcraft for Star Trek fans. It's a wet dream come true for them. I'm a Star Trek fan. I enjoy a lot of this. I like this is saying a lot. I like Star Trek Online a lot more than Old Republic, and a lot of people are going, because Old Republic is the holy grail right now, because of the voice acting and the scripts and all that. But I find Star Trek Online more entertaining, more in depth, more something I can get into, something interesting. How to explain it? I think the thing that grips me the most is the ship battles, oddly enough, because it's almost like an arcade, like an arcade type simulation meets arcade shooting with ships, and it's really entertaining, that part. It's they had a game that was for the Xbox Arcade and PSN. Do you remember what that was called? It was just ship battles.
No.
It's like Star Trek DAC or
yeah,
Star
Dark
Trek.
Age of it was DAC. I can't remember what it stood for though.
Yeah, maybe
it was like a top-down 2D,
or I don't know.
Yeah,
it was interesting, but I couldn't get into it for some reason. It was the controls, I think, were just a little too messy for me. I would be hooked on this game. I would be playing this like 6 hours a day. I would be one of those World of Warcraft people for Star Trek Online. If, and only if, the controls were more, like you could choose to use a controller.
You can.
But that's what?
Just go to your settings and you can set up a Xbox controller. I'm pretty sure you've got one of those lying around, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can play with your gamepad, no problem. A lot of people in the game swear by it. It's the only way they'll play is with the gamepad.
From what I heard, you have to download like a Pinnacle settings for the controller, so it automatically maps buttons to the controller. It's not built in.
No, it's built in. I don't know what.
On Star Trek Online?
Yeah.
Am I missing out the whole time?
Yeah, you can play with the gamepad, no problem. I still use keyboard and mouse just because I'm lazy and I usually only play it for 10 minutes at a time. But yeah, it supports gamepads. Absolutely.
Did it not used to?
I got into it like 2 years after it was out. I think it's been out for a while now, but it's had it since I've been playing.
Oh.
For sure. Check it out. Go in and check it out.
Oh. I'm majorly freaking out right now because, one, if this is true, I believe you, but if this is true,
you've been missing out.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be missing out on life.
Well, here's what you do. All you have to do is get to level 7, right? You level up your character to 7. You can do that really fast. You do a couple episodes, and you'll get up there. And then all you have to do is log in for 2 minutes a day. You assign your duty officers a bunch of missions.
Yeah, I haven't got into that yet.
As soon as you get to level 7, you get to do these duty officer missions, and then you can log off, and they'll go and get you XP while you're offline, and you log back in, and you can collect all the that you've gotten from having duty officers do their things. So
they might die too, right?
Yeah, occasionally you'll lose them, but I mean you have you end up with hundreds of them eventually, and you can go from all the way from level 7 all the way to your level cap just without even logging in and playing. You just log in and assign them missions and then log out. So,
well, I've only been playing for a limited amount of time, and a lot of that was due to because I didn't know there was a controller. I'm very pissed off right now. I'm not pissed off. I'm pleasantly surprised. And so what I've been doing, I've been using the keyboard. It's confusing, in my opinion, and because I keep getting the keys wrong, and I don't want to keep going to all these keys. But other things that confuse me in the game is, for instance, I have a few different quests ongoing, right?
Yeah.
And I want to know what to do to get to that quest. Like, at one point, I had to get to a certain planet, but I'm new to the game. I'm not sure of how to get there, and I'm lost.
Yeah, they don't have a very good breadcrumb system where you can find your way. You kind of have to read the mission description very carefully, and then find out which sector you're supposed to go to, and then you have to get there yourself, and then you have to, once you're there, then you have to find the planet on the map and get there again yourself. So it's
yeah, because I know video games, and the fact of the matter is, if I got lost, a lot of those casual players are going to get lost until, like, I had to figure it out that you had to find the sector, and then when you're trying, or sector or planet, when you're trying to find the planet, it sometimes gets obstructed by other ships and other planets that you can't see. Like, let me turn some of this off, or let me just be able to give me a sidebar that says, okay, your next thing you have to do is go to this planet. Would you like to go straight there?
Yeah. The later in the game, once you get some credits, you can transwarp to any mission location. It just costs a few credits to get there.
There was also, adding to the confusion, I went to, they have events sometimes, or almost every day they have like a certain event that happens where you can go and get something, or get some kind of prize for helping out, or go attack the board together, either PvP or co-op or whatever. I went to Starfleet Academy, where this thing was supposed to be happening, and I did not know where to go. It said, go to Starfleet Academy, go to this area. I don't know where this area is, and there's nothing telling me where this area is. I looked the map, it doesn't tell me where this area is. It doesn't even have a pinpoint of where I'm supposed to be walking to.
Yeah, it can be when you go to Starfleet Academy, it can be unfamiliar at first, but once you've been there a few times, you realize that everything kind of takes place in the same part of that map. So that's just a matter of getting used to it.
I just felt like a complete moron, and the controller thing doesn't help. Let me see. There's a lot to take in, especially if you're not into Star Trek. If you're a fan coming in just to try the game, and you don't know anything about Star Trek, you're going to be lost.
Yeah.
You're going to be learning a lot of things, which is okay if you're willing to learn it, but it's a lot to learn.
Yeah, I think one of the complaints that I hear a lot from it is there's really no end game when you compare it to something like World of Warcraft, where you get these 60-player raids together and you go in to fight a boss. They don't really have the same thing in Star Trek Online yet. I'm sure they're gonna work on that.
Yeah,
but,
I want to be part of a fleet of cruisers and go have a big epic space battle.
That'd be really fun. I think the most they have is a 20-player fleet action where you can get 20 people together and go fight the Borg. But 20's not enough. You really want 60 players in there, all on voice. That's where when it gets really fun.
And I have to say, like, when it comes to anything in this game, the best, most entertaining and action-packed thing to do are the space battles. I love it. When I was in I'm in my early levels, so this might take you back, but one of the first space battle things to do is go after the Borg. Like, it's a little grinding thing that you can keep doing if you want, but it's really entertaining. You just keep going after Borg ships and just grind.
Yeah, they have a really good group mechanic where if you join one of those missions, one of those co-op missions against the Borg, even if you're a low level, they will amplify stats up right away, so you can take part in these high missions even if you're a brand new character. That's kind of fun.
So it's really entertaining. The ground battles, it's pretty cool that you have a group of your, like a party of your guys that you've built up. Yeah. And it's very much a standard RPG-ish thing. It's all dice rolls when you're battling. They give you a first-person shooter type look if you want to use it, but it has no effect. It's all done with dice rolls anyway, so there's really no reason to use it. But if you like it, you can use it. Anything else we can talk about?
No, we're going long. That's enough about Star Trek.
Great game. I'm going to try it with a controller. We'll do an episode sometime soon where we'll come back and talk about things that we've already talked about and just give an added thing to those topics to say, okay, I went back and tried this, or okay, this won me over, or I don't even use this shit anymore. So, so that was Star Trek Online. Where can they go to check out this game?
The internet, Phil. Go to the internet and play Star Trek.
Does Steam have Star Trek Online?
Yeah.
I believe so.
I think I read something that they
just got it. So yeah. I was kind of upset because I had it already installed, and I don't know if it'll save my. I guess it would save my game. It's all cloud-based, isn't it?
Yeah. It'll save it.
All right. So check it out on Steam, or just go to Star Trek Online. I guess. Just Google it. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's on the internet.
Which you can get by going to Becker's.
Yep.
All right. If you want to see more of All for Geek and our beautiful faces, go to allforgeek.com and like the page.
Please do.
And someone's running down my hallway. All right. See you later, Steve.
Goodbye, Phil.